to another edition of Beyond the Bell. It is Monday. It is June 17th, 2024. It is 60 seconds after the bell, which means it's time to go beyond the news, beyond the charts, and beyond the bell, brought to you by our good friends over at the Blue Sky Trading Company for the clearest path to a live brokerage account. Live trading with Mike every day in the Discord, and this outstanding show. You have no excuse to get your accounts anywhere else. Check them out, bluesky.pro. Well, today was a day. There are many days that can happen in the markets. Today was certainly one of them. We have got a lot to talk about in terms of the markets. But before that, we have two announcements. First of all, as you guys know, I love doing this. We got a flash sale. So Blue Sky, in their infinite wisdom, has decided that the sale that they ran last week was just not enough. And so they are running an all-new sale today, guys. And I think you guys want the details to that, don't you? Of course you do. So the premium account summer sale is now officially live. And all three premium accounts, the 25K, the 50K, the 100K premium accounts are all $99, zero funded setup fees, and still the 25% consistency rules apply, right? Get pass your eval with 25% consistency or better and reach the brokerage stage, and you will get that $99 back. It's a little small on my screen. I can't see the exact codes, guys, but you can go ahead and blow that up. And obviously, I'm sure this will be posted in the Blue Sky social channels, well, probably by now. So tons of great stuff there. Hello, Mike, Raxeth, Andrew, Hope, like Gypsy, Tech Player, Tio, and everybody else who is here today. And with that, guys, let us go ahead and talk about the big picture. So here is the NQ, guys. This was the NQ from about 6:30 a.m. till 11 a.m. Not a whole lot going on. Yeah, not great. You know, what's the meme? Not great, Bob. Yeah, no, it wasn't great today. And then something happened, right? A little before 12:30 Eastern, the markets just said, you know what? F it. We're smashing through 20K, right? We're not even going to pay attention to all that. We're just going to go ahead and smash right through it. And sure enough, guys, it did, right? Now, I do want to this is the front month contract according to TradingView, and as I remarked already last week, TradingView switched over to the U contract, the September contract. Now, this was Friday's data. Wait, where are we at here? Futures. There we go. So as you can see on Friday's data here, 1.7 to 1 ratio of June contracts to September. That will probably be 1-to-1 when tomorrow's data or today's data is posted early tomorrow. So I officially today switched all my indexes over to the U contracts. I highly encourage you guys to make sure you know what contract you're trading on, right? Because most of the time they're trading very similar, but there's always a few days where they can be, especially in the NQ, as much as a couple hundred points off. So yeah, just an outstanding day. For me personally, a couple of really nice setups. Guys, it's a game of patience right now. It really has been. The markets go through themes, right? Post-COVID, it was buy the dip. If there was a single effing dip, you bought it and you made money. That was the theme from about May of 2020 all the way through the end of 2021. A lot of people made a lot of money with very little skill during that time. Trust me, they all bragged about it on YouTube. Okay, then things got a little dicey. Things were a little more up and down. It was, sloppy trading and buying every dip was not rewarded as it was before. Again, the market goes in themes. The market goes in ebbs and flows. And so now the market has transitioned from a strong, we're still very strongly bullish, right? We're making new all-time highs. But the market has transitioned into patience, right? So for a very long time, the best market setups were, in fact, early in the morning, right? The first couple of hours after the New York Open, basically from 9:30 to 11:30, or basically 9:30 to noon Eastern, right? When everybody leaves for lunch. And what we've begun transitioning to, in fact, this has been a good couple 3 months here, guys, where the big moves are happening in the afternoon. And this wasn't even necessarily a power hour move. Power hour started here. Let's put a. Everyone wants to talk about power hour and get. This was power hour. And then obviously right there. Okay, so a little downward move towards the end of the day, but not a ton. 70, 80 points. This ginormous move up started in the lunch hour. Okay, spike in volume, spike in move up, just a lot of things going on. Okay, there were some Fed speakers. There was a little news here or there, but nothing that really jumped out. I do want to caution everybody, though, tomorrow. Okay. We have retail sales in the morning. That may have a small effect, but what I want to direct your attention to is this. Fed Barkin, Fed Collins, Fed Logan, Fed Kugler, Fed Muslim, Fed Goolsbee. 6 Fed speakers over the course of the day tomorrow. Barkin, listen, I'm not saying this guy shorts every time he goes out to talk, but this guy shorts every time he goes out to talk. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Things usually make sense. I'm a big Occam's razor kind of guy, but the simplest explanation is that Barkin shorts the markets every time he goes out there. Maybe there's a law or ethics against that, but people in politics, they're always follow the law and they're ethical, right? Right? Anyway, so 6 Fed speakers tomorrow. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Now, is either one of these individuals going to, spike the NQ or the ES 2 to 3%? Probably not. But if you're tied up against a trade and you don't have a stop loss set, one word out of these guys' mouth can swipe the ES 15 points, can swipe the NQ 30 to 40 points. Okay, and so if you're in maybe a losing trade and you're about to punch out, and all of a sudden what's a $800 loser becomes a $3,000 loser, that's how things, that turns bad days into horrible days. That turns a bad trade into an eval breaking trade. Okay. So again, trusted from somebody who's experienced this before. These guys can, now again, you're just as likely in theory 50-50 for the trade to go the other way. But again, it's why you have stops in, guys. Manage your stops, be careful, et cetera, et cetera. Let's take a look at a few other things here, guys. ES, very similar price action today, a very strong move up. GC was fun. GC had a good day. I actually was trading a little bit this morning. I'm moving back into GC and CL. I started last week, which means my rule is if I don't trade an asset for a long period of time, which I have not in GC and at CL, I have a 2-week paper trading period, and I'm doing very well in that, so I will be ready to go live on these late this week, early next week. GC had and didn't catch this move because I was playing for something else, but a nice break, retest, and go with VWAP in the afternoon and a complete breakdown at that point. Never really recovered after that. Never really recovered VWAP after that. So again, this theme we've been seeing of a VWAP breakout or breakdown early in the day, it holds for the rest of today. Good friends over in the big oil companies made a lot of money today. Very strong push up here, almost a 2%. Oil now flirting back with $80 a barrel. So fill up your cars today, guys. YM, very similar action as well. YM had a great trade in the afternoon here, or as we moved into lunch. Nice +1 standard deviation off of VWAP pop. You caught that. You were sitting pretty for the entire day. So yeah, guys, just kind of one of those fun days that, yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm seeing here, guys. Oh, so you recall last week we did a giveaway that was specifically focused on signing up for something on Twitter, right? I'm not going to call it X. Okay, it's Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. And the Blue Sky account put out there a response, like it was, hey, if you could give advice to yourself from a few years ago, whatever, what would it be? And we then, Blue Sky picked the best 3 responses to that, and then I put them on the screen. I let you guys vote who won the giveaway. We're doing that again. Starting tomorrow, the new giveaway starts. Okay, so make sure that I don't know. Oops, excuse me. I don't know specifically when they're going to do that, but just make sure that you are watching, you are following them on social media. You can give me a follow as well on Twitter. I'm just at Tiresias Trading. I don't tweet often, but I got to get a little more active on there, promote my new course and all that. So hopefully you guys will follow me on there and feel free to tag me in anything as well. So with that in mind, guys, we are going to go to the lesson of the day. Oh, so the question is, the winner's picked tomorrow. Okay. The question is going to be, what's the best advice you would give to a beginner trader? Beginner trader. Okay, so we're not concerned about grammar now. So, okay. But anyway, so somebody who's a new trader, what advice would you give them? So go to, what is it? What is their tag? At Blue Sky Trading on Twitter /X. And go ahead and give us your response, and the winner will be picked tomorrow. Also, guys, since Blue Sky is going to be, well, hold on, I'm going to wait on that. Never mind. Anyway, it's been one of those days. I was getting, I had like 6 emails drop in my inbox like 2 minutes before the show, and I always monitor that because I try to be very responsive to any clients. So just be careful on that kind of stuff. Anyway, guys, so the lesson of the day specifically is, and I want to talk about this because I'm putting together a series of YouTube shorts, and you're welcome to follow me on YouTube, just here, just at Teresi's Trading. You can search for me. There's almost nothing up on that page right now. I just cleaned it all out yesterday, and I'm going to start putting up just some little shorts, little tips here or there. And I got to ask, guys, and it has been interesting for me. Over the past few years, as I've been into futures and I've been working more and more, and now I work exclusively with futures day traders, there's a series of mental trading errors that beginning traders always struggle with, right? So, for example, FOMO was the big one, okay? Fear of missing out. And in swing trading, that's a huge, huge issue. Its little cousin, however, over trading, was not always as big a deal in swing trading, right? Because if you're swing trading and if you have a smaller account, you simply cannot make many trades, right? If you only have $10,000 and you're in options and maybe you're selling some credit, you can maybe only have 5 or 6 positions on it at any given time, simply because the capital requirements for maintaining things like naked calls, selling naked calls and puts, or having certain credit spreads or debit spreads or anything like that, take up a good chunk of your buying power, right? And with leverage and options not being what it is in futures, that was the big one. Not that overtrading wasn't a thing, not that bag holding is not a thing. They were, but FOMO and rushing into trades was the biggest one. That's still an issue today, and that's still an issue in day trading. But what the prop firms have done is, again, guys, and one of the reasons I like working with Blue Sky, and one of the reasons that I think our values in terms of how we teach traders and the qualities we seek in traders align very well. You'll notice, guys, we all know our good friend Josh, Blue Sky, good dude, is always answering your questions in the chat. Trust me, this guy works crazy hours, right? I work long hours most days, and this guy's usually there before I am and there afterwards, right? And if you'll notice, there's been several times over the past few months where somebody has asked about the number of accounts, or, hey, I'm doing this. It would be very easy for anybody in the Blue Sky family to say, yeah, go ahead, grab a few more accounts. Let's put a little more money in our pockets, right? But what have most of these individuals, especially Josh, told you is that, hey, get an account, focus on it. Let's really work on that. Let's get you to brokerage. Let's get you building some equity, build up a cushion. Let's get you withdrawing, and let's get you to the point where you're changing your life with the money you're making, right? Willing to forego a little of that money up front to get you in a position where, hey, take if you make a $25,000 withdrawal, the 10% cut that Blue Sky is going to get from that is way more than a lot of evals. Now, other companies may just push you into as many evals as possible because you pass those evals and then they take a funded setup fee. They'll make thousands out of you because they want you copy trading 20 accounts, 25 accounts, spending thousands of dollars to activate, right? And it's a little bit of a I don't want to use the scheme word, so I won't, but it's a thing, right? And so be very careful in how you're over trading, because it's so easy in the prop firm world. You blow out to reset or grab another account and go. And your brain almost, because again, our brains are designed to help us process certain types of trauma, right? And Mark Douglas and Dr. Steenbarger and a lot of people who have studied trading and trading psychology talk about how consistently losing money in the markets, especially when it's your own money, leaves a sense of trauma in your brain. Now, by no means am I comparing the trauma of losing a trading account to those that have fought in combat zones or those that have dealt with assault or things like that. Those are obviously much more serious traumas. But losing money consistently in trading and not figuring it out and the frustration does leave trauma. And our brains need to resolve that trauma in one way or another, whether it's, repression or acting out or whatever the case may be, right? And it's very easy for our brains when we fail eval after eval after eval to incorrectly compartmentalize that. Well, you just failed that. You failed an eval in some cases. If you reset, boom, you are back at it 5 minutes later, making the exact same mistakes. You take no time for reflection. I'm not saying you specifically. You don't take any time for reflection. You don't take any time to, again, process the loss, process what happened to you, make changes, and move on, right? And so that can be very, very difficult to do. So I would ask you guys that if and when, for most of you, it's going to be when you fail an eval, to really take time to understand what happened, okay? And to process that small piece of trauma. Me personally, if I was starting off tomorrow, and let's say I don't have any knowledge of mechanics of trading, but I do have some sort of trading psychology knowledge. I know we're really stretching some things for a thought exercise here, but let's do this. I would, if you're somebody who is constantly failing evals, I would make yourself make a rule that if you fail an eval, you are done for the day. You do not reset that eval until the next day, if not, much later. You don't trade any other evals, so you're not getting into that, et cetera, right? So that's something that, now again, if you fail 1 or 2 or 3 evals when you first start, you know what, that makes you a trader. Welcome to the club, right? But if you failed 10 evals, 20, 30, 40, etc., you really have to be cognizant of what your issues are, and most likely the issues are over trading. Okay, if you had so the $50,000 eval is obviously a very popular one, right? And it's now available for $99. Pretend like that's your own money, guys. I know that's a bit of a stretch and a thought exercise, but really, when you buy that eval for $99, and then tomorrow, hopefully not, don't jump right into it tonight, but tomorrow you see that $50,000. We hope you get to $53,000, $50,000 in your account, in whatever your eval account is. Treat that like it's your own money. You shouldn't want to lose even $300, $400, $500 with that. Hitting the daily drawdown, or that shouldn't be the price of doing business. That should be punishment for sloppy trading, in a lot of cases over trading. Okay, so again, I've got a series of YouTube shorts that I'm going to be putting out over the next 2 to 3 weeks on over trading. I hope you check those out. Just again, Taurasius Trading is my YouTube page. I'm going to talk about some of them on this show as well. Also, guys, I'm going to tease next week that I have a very, very big announcement that not directly, but sort of, it relates to this show and what we do here. Also, I will just give you guys a little preview. In July, I'm going to be tinkering with the format here a little bit. We're going to add a couple of segments. Okay, we're going to keep the same length. We're not going to go any later, but we're gonna tweak just a few things. Still going to be the same great show you guys are used to, but we're gonna refresh a couple of things. We'll call it season 2 of Beyond the Bell. So stay tuned for that. With that, guys, it is time to go to the Trader Mailbag. As always, if you have any questions for the mailbag, you may reach me at Trader Matt on Discord or matt@TaurasiusTrading.com. So let's go to the mailbag. Let me catch up on the... Casey said he had some good trades on GC today as well. That's great. I got chopped around at 11, says Blacklight Gypsy, and was so relieved it broke up. Made back with his losses, finished at 130, shut down after that, but wow, it kept going. Well, hey, you made some back. You didn't revenge trade. You didn't get greedy. BLG, that is an excellent mental trading. Too many people are becoming addicted to having more accounts than building one account. Yeah, that's true. And guys, that's why it's so important to get into a live brokerage account, like real live brokerage account, right? No stupid ass consistency rules in funded, right? And no limit to what you can withdraw if you can make it, right? Let's do a thought exercise really quickly. Okay, let's say you're in a live sim with a company that has consistency rules in funded, right? So maybe you can only withdraw a certain percentage, right? Now imagine Imagine today you get long at 10 o'clock Central. Okay, so you're long down here at 19,975. And let's say you are remarkably disciplined and you're riding this trade all day. You're riding this trade up 500 points. On 2 or 3 mini contracts, that's a lot of money. Let's say overall, let's forget the math for a second. Let's say you made $10,000 on the trade, okay? And when you're in a bigger account, making that type of money, I mean, you have to build up to that. It's going to take time, but that's not out of the realm of possibility, right? And imagine then going to take a withdrawal from that because, gosh, I made $10,000 on trading today. I got it $7,000 worth on my car to pay off. I'm just going to pay it off and save the interest, right? Think about that. Not only are you going to, have $3,000 on top of that, paying off your car, you're going to save probably $1,000 or more in interest, right? I got a good friend of mine just came in a little bit of money, and first thing he did, he had $12,000 left on his car. He calculated he saved, I think, about $3,000. He just paid it off. Okay, it's not a Maybach or a Lambo or anything like that. It's a nice car. Still in great shape. 5 years old, still in fantastic. He takes great care of it. Great shape. Paid it off today. No more, and now doesn't have a car payment. But imagine you go to put that withdrawal and they say, ugh. Yeah, so we have these consistency rules in funded. Like, we know we put you through an eval and all that, which in theory is supposed to prove to us you know what you're doing and you can trade. But yeah, like Lumberg and Office Space, yeah, we're going to go ahead and deny that payout. We're also putting new cover sheets on all the TPS reports. Okay, thanks. Really think about that. Think about how you feel about that. Whereas with a live brokerage account, a place like Blue Sky, you are able to take that $10,000 out. Let's say you make $11,000. You take 11, a little over $11,000. You take that off, and after Blue Sky gets their 10% cut, you're sitting there with $10,000. Yeah, you got to pay taxes on that. You got to, but think about that. You pay off your car. You got a little money left over. Yeah, really think about that. You're being punished for being successful. It's absolutely amazing to me. Okay. Yes, Tyler says, me on Thursday and Friday, 10 great day green streak, didn't want to finish red and end up blowing a few funded. Okay, Tyler, be careful with that. If you're blowing a few funded, I'm assuming they're live sims, so mistake number one. But anyway, John White says, how much slippage on a sim account do you guys get trading 20 contracts on one account? Now, keep in mind, guys, that this is a legitimate thing, right? I have noticed over the years, because I am always sim trading strategies. Like I'm testing like a candle high, candle low scalping system right now, and slippage is a huge thing in any place, right? Keep in mind that the evals are always going to just kind of default to what your platform says, and different platforms have different things. I've heard a lot of horror stories of, and this is, I'm absolutely not naming any names here. I've heard it on just about all the live sim companies that in funded, people are getting horrible slippage. And that, I'm not saying those companies are intentionally doing that, but imagine blowing out a funded, in air quotes, account because of your platform and slippage, right? Some platforms, if you set a stop market order at 20,150, it may fill it on paper as soon as you tap that. Some, it may need to get through there before it goes into a market order, and then you end up with 6 to 7 points. It's bad, okay? Some of that is unavoidable, right? Some of that in an eval, or it's unavoidable. Okay, but if you can trade well with a little slippage, imagine how great you're going to trade when you're in a live brokerage account and those orders actually have to fill, right? As somebody who's been trading brokerage for a long time and trade sim on and off as I'm working out new strategies, there absolutely is a difference. Now, in some places, it's not a big difference. Okay, if you're trading the NQ, have 2-3 ticks of slippage, that's kind of the cost of doing business. You shouldn't get, 2-3 handles of slippage. If you're putting in an order in 150 and you fill at 154, that's outrageous. And you need, at that point, need to consider stop limit orders as well. Okay. All right, guys. So any other questions here? I'll take any questions for just one more minute. Blacklight Gypsy says, one company I won't name made me trade an additional 6 days before requesting each time I put in a request. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, guys, I've had my rants on these other companies, and I'm sure I will have them again. But ultimately, it is what it is, right? And we can only do so much. All we can do is again, Blue Sky and Turkey's Trading have a very similar message. As I've often said, we're not going to be your first company, but we really hope to be your last. You're going to have to see how it is other places. Most people that come to me for education outside of Blue Sky, guys, have been, they've been burned by other companies promising them a certain amount. Or I just got an email today. I'm going to put a LinkedIn post about it, and I might do it on other places as well, about how the email said, all you have to do is follow me. I made $6,800 today. The most irresponsible BS I've ever heard. And sure, maybe it's legit, maybe it's not. I don't know if he made that money or not. I don't care. To tell people all you have to do is exactly what I do is ridiculous. I have no interest in working with people like that. But the people that get burned out of that often find their way to me. The people that get burned at some of these live sim companies often find their way to Blue Sky. And understand, it's better to pay just slightly more up front and then have zero funded fees when you get to make it all the way to the brokerage. So the only fees you're responsible after that are data fees. And if you know what you're doing, you're making enough money, data fees are, I know for professional, they're pretty high. But even if data fees are $500 a month, guys, if you're making $5,000 a month, does it suck to lose that? Sure, but it's cost of doing business, and it's money that you're having zero risk because it's not your money to make virtually unlimited reward. So again, just the cost of doing business. So, all right, guys. Before we leave, I do want to just put a link here in the chat real quick because several of you have direct messaged me in the last week as I was talking about it. This is you can go check out my brand new course. It's my first full-length futures trading strategy course. If you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. If you have any questions, feel free. Oh, that didn't post. Let's try this again. Feel free to. Are we gonna error out again? There we go. Feel free to check that out. Otherwise, guys, we have a giveaway tomorrow on the Twitter. So the Twitter contest. So go reply to Twitter. Blue Sky Trading at Blue Sky Trading, BLUSKY Trading on X/Twitter/ whatever Elon's going to name it tomorrow, and give us your best response to that, and then we will let everyone pick what you're going to be doing tomorrow. All right, guys. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for another edition of Beyond the Bell. Don't forget the sale. Grab your account, and we'll talk about how you can pass it tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.